many viewers have access to us. So thank you for your patience as we do that. We're hoping everyone had a fabulous week so far.
There you are. There we are.
We are live for real. Okay. I
So
just
now I
want
need
to
to
see it
share
on
to
the
a
computer. Okay, so we're busy sharing to ensure that we are, because we're streaming from Willsville, so we want to share and make sure that we're on the Caribbean Edge page. So that's what we're doing right now.
Perfect. And let me also share it to me.
Okay, so while SherylAnn continues to share, I just want to thank you guys for joining us. And we decided to do this topic because we think it's really important that we see you every week. We're growing so much that we want people to get to know us up close and personal. So if you're tuned in tonight, remember you can share us as well and then ask questions. We promise to be as truthful as possible. So hopefully we get some really nice questions that we can answer tonight. So welcome. I think one of the questions or what we want to talk about tonight is why the Caribbean Edge? Why choose the Caribbean Edge? And part of it is the Caribbean pride for me, right? It's like sharing the Caribbean edge with the world, sharing the Caribbean with the world. So many people visit our beautiful countries that we want to have people tune in and see what we're about as Caribbean people and share ourselves with the world.
Because we're proud of who we are,
Absolutely.
where we're from, and that we're different. I think that's why our children tend to adapt the same. I don't know about your children, but my children somehow think they're Trinis, even though they were born here.
Mm-hmm.
Even though they were raised here, they think they are Trinidadians.
Yeah. My kids are born here too, and they definitely have adjusted and adopted the Caribbean culture. Jade, my daughter, even has the Irie tattoo on her shoulder.
Thank you. I think it's because we're different.
We are. We're proud.
Yes.
Caribbean people are extremely proud. And that's why the Caribbean Edge wants to bring the Caribbean to the world. So we want non-Caribbean people to tune in, and we want Caribbean people to tune in and support us as well. So thanks for being a part of that Caribbean Pride as we go live every Wednesday and discuss. We have some fun topics as well as we have some informative topics, but all of them are real conversations. Some of our guests we actually meet for the first time on the show probably 20-30 minutes before we go live. So that's how interesting this is for us.
I want to add to that. I want to add that yes, we are the Caribbean Edge, but I honestly don't want us to be limited to Caribbean issues. With you and I have talked about that
Absolutely.
many times. This is not limited to the Caribbean. We are open to each and every person that feels like they could learn something from us or be inspired by something that we do, or like just sharing information that they didn't have. So this is for everyone, for each and every person. Yes, we are from the Caribbean, but we are about each and every one of you. Each and every one of you.
Great point. Absolutely.
Yeah.
We are about the world and making it a better place for all of us, living healthier and happier, and of course for our children, leaving a better planet for our children as well. It's a great point. We're discussing world issues, things that impact us, because things that impact people in Europe, in America, in Asia, all impact us in the Caribbean as well. So thank you for that. Okay, so let's see. There are two women, two different personalities. So one of the things that I hear a lot is that I'm like the stush one, the more conservative one, and SherylAnn is the more outgoing, fun, charming. I don't know what other words to describe her, but definitely we have two personalities, but definitely blend together is one of the things that we hear from our viewers.
I try to think, was I always like that? How everybody says, that I'm so outgoing. And I'm like, I think when I was really young, I was shy and I wouldn't talk to anyone, and somebody had the nerve to say that I was stuck up, and I thought that I was better than everyone else, and that hurt my feelings. That peed me off so badly that I was like, okay, just because I'm shy and I don't talk to anybody, no, I'm stuck up, and I think I'm better than anybody else. I'm going to show them. I'm going to talk to everybody. I'm going to show them.
So you did.
I think that's where that came from. When I try to think back to, I'm like, so I was like, stop being shy, you fool. Everybody's like you. Everybody goes to the bathroom, takes a dump just like you. Just think about that. And you're going to know that, hello, I can talk to anybody. And think about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, one of the things that I've observed, and I've had this conversation with you, is how much you and your husband complement each other. So I think when you have a partner as well, that is, he may not talk as much as you because he's more, macho,
very more,
whatever.
Yeah.
But he is out there with you doing stuff. So it makes a difference, I think, in allowing you to be who you want to be, right?
Very true.
Yeah.
I made a post on Facebook on the weekend, a picture of both of us, and I said the man that was sent for me. I mean that deep in my core.
'Cause you guys go out a lot.
Sent for me. The Lord knew what type of man I needed in my life, and oh my God, for some reason he thought I should be blessed with that person.
Yeah.
So, my God.
And I'm sure he feels the same way, because the love of his life is right here as well. So I think I get, some of my conservative ways based on how I was raised as well, which is, if you've watched a lot of these episodes, you realize that my dad was rather strict. So I didn't go out as much until later on in life. So no excuses, no apologies for who I am today, because I've become so independent and so trusting of myself and set my own personal goals now. But I think a lot of that still lingers because it's who I am as a person. So yeah, I might be that person that may every now and then broke out, but not so much all the time.
Right.
So our past definitely influences who we are as well. Like you said, you used something that was a negative to say, okay, I'm going to just be the opposite of that. So cool.
Yeah, because I know nobody, I didn't want to be stuck, and I didn't want to miss out on meeting people because I really wanted to meet people. Yeah. So I was like, you're missing out.
I don't know why people say people are stuck up just because they may seem to be more poised, or because you never know what someone, like our past influences it. So someone may say I'm stuck up too, but then once you get to know me, you know realize, absolutely not. So it's probably more to do with their personal thoughts than anything to do with the actual person being judged, Yeah. So we have to try to be as judgmental free as possible. Yeah. Okay.
And you don't have to put a label on everything.
I know.
There's nothing that really needs to be labeled.
A lot of things come with maturity because the way we thought years ago, we don't think so now.
Very well said.
Which is so why these conversations are important.
Very well said. Yeah. We've learned so much.
Yeah. Which is why we share so much, because if we can impact one person's life, it makes such a difference. If we can talk to people about rape, if we can talk to you about abuse, if we can talk to you about drugs and alcohol, and we've had so many guests that come on that can add so much value, and so many more guests to come, then that's how we make the difference in people's life, because our youth can tune in, and even people our own age group can tune in and say, wow, I didn't realize that so other people are going through that.
Thank
you
you.
know it, but
Thank you.
seeing people actually converse about
Yes.
it makes a huge impact as
I
well.
know it makes a difference to me, so it must make a difference to others. It makes a difference to me. Everything that I've gone through as let's see, what was the most challenging? Parenting. Everything that I've gone through in parenting has been overwhelming to the point that I feel like I don't want to be alone in this. And when I realized while sharing my stories that so many people have similar stories, similar experiences, that basically shows you that you're not alone. And I think that makes a world of difference. Just knowing that you're not alone, just that in itself, wow.
Volumes.
Yes.
Yeah, I think parenting for me, I just think I've been blessed. And my daughter said something to me recently. She says, Mom, there are two people that I know that just think differently. And it was me and her friend. And she says, you just never think things are just going haywire. You just seem to think that it's everything's okay. And I don't know what it is. To some of it is you probably put up these defense systems unknowingly, internally. And I always know if something has happened, I can't change the fact that it's happened. But my goal, and this is what I do really well, is how do I fix it? So I don't spend a lot of time wallowing in the pity of things, but just moving forward to the fix it mode. So, she kind of said, my Mom, that's not normal. I'm like, but it's my normal, right? It's my normal to say.
You were forced to live that kind of life. You had to live that life because of the experiences that you've had.
Absolutely. And I think if I had not done it, and I don't know why, through God's guidance, through just whatever instincts I have, I would not be the person that I am today, because I would be depressed. I would have anxiety. I would have emotional issues. I would have followed some of the patterns that I've seen or that were shown to me. So a lot of people, I think, when you're abused, you tend to abuse. You tend to beat your children unless something clicks inside you to say, that's not how I want my children to grow up. I don't want my kids to grow up fearing me. So I think from a young age, somehow, don't ask me how, I just fixed it within me to not look at things as they are. Yes, I hurt. Yes, there's certain things. I'm a crier. I can go to someone's funeral that I have never met in my life and start crying because people are crying. So
but other people aren't.
Yeah. And so that hurts me to the core, like where you can't breathe. But apart from that, the everyday things, if I lost my job, I just know that there's a reason that I lost my job. Because there's something better waiting for me. If I left my keys and I'm in a hurry, I look at it that I wasn't supposed to leave the house at that minute, and there's something preventing me from an accident or something else. So my mindset, I always have these conversations with myself, and I'm not crazy yet, but it's the way to handle situations to avoid that stress and anxiety that a lot of people go through. So that I found I do a little different. But it took my daughter just this week having that conversation with me about how she views me. We had a really deep talk on it. And she's studying psychology, so she's probably studying her mom.
Right, of course.
She's analyzing everything.
Just the fact that she's into psychology tells me a lot. I mean,
Yeah.
I wanted to do psychology. I mean, she and I share the same sign. I believe in that to a certain degree. If anyone is wondering, I'm not crazy. I do believe in astrology to a certain degree. I don't have it tell me what to do every day or anything like that, but I think the personality traits that we all have in each month, very similar.
Really.
Oh my God, very similar. Strangely so.
So what would you say, if you could brag about anything, what is your proud moment, or what would you brag about?
I'm not a bragger. I'm so not a bragger.
A proud
I'm not
moment.
a bragger.
What's a proud thing that you would?
A proud moment. Wow, a proud moment. So many.
I know,
So many
right?
little things.
I know.
Just the fact that I'm a mother of a 24-year-old
Happy birthday,
woman and a
Sam.
27-year-old young man. Just that alone, the pride inside of me that I've gotten to this point with them, and I've had that significant other, that the father to them, raise them and want to raise them and lovingly raise them and thoroughly hands-on raise them. Just that alone, actually, I'm proud of my family.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm proud of my husband, my children, the fact that we have lived so many years here and still enjoy each other and want to be with one another, enjoy one another. I'm proud of that.
I think that's something great to be proud of. Not many people can say that.
I'm
So
proud of that.
that's absolutely great.
Yeah.
And you enjoy being with each other, spending time together. So that's good because they work together.
Yeah.
Budget blinds, and then of Sunrise.
Yes, Sunrise and Davy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if you need them, link SherylAnn for that. I'm giving her a plug right there.
We come to you with the showroom. Just call us.
Good. So family-owned business, awesome, proud, because it's not a lot of people that can really, and you see it. You actually see it where if you're ever out or around them. You see it in how you carry yourself too, that you can just be yourself. And how many people can say that?
Right.
Because you sometimes change for your partner, especially at a young age.
Right.
My pride is similar. It's for my 2 children.
Right.
My being able to raise them as a single mom with some support, of course. But just to see them grow from these little kids. My son just graduated with his bachelor's degree, and then my daughter's still in college. She did her volleyball scholarship. One of my fears is, this is such a transition for me because I grew up so differently from my kids. So being able to give them everything I have, just to see them succeed, it is the biggest accomplishment. So my daughter recently gave up her volleyball scholarship. So her college was completely paid for. Food, board, everything. They treat athletes really, really good. But she made that decision to give up volleyball and start modeling. That is 2 years of where you're thinking as a parent, okay, my kid's a free ride. Well, she worked hard, but it's paid for the next 2 years. But it's that fear that she's entering such a competitive industry. And then the fact that she's given up all this money, but then allowing her to follow that dream despite my own personal fears. It's like people need that, right? And it's the same thing for my son too. He wants to do a lot of these project manager classes to go along with his bachelor's degree, and just being able to support both of them through this process so that they can fulfill their dreams as a mom, being able to do that. Wow, that's my biggest pride right there.
Really, kudos.
Despite the fears.
I admire and respect you as a single mom.
Thank you.
I admire and I respect that from any single mom to any single mom. I have 2 sisters that are basically single moms, and wow.
Yeah, kudos to the single moms that are making the sacrifices.
To all of you.
Just to make sure that your kids are.
We totally see you.
So what are some of our viewers saying? Let's see if we have any
see
comments on here. Because we definitely want you to ask your questions tonight as we rap with each other up here. So thanks for tuning in, Joan, to the Glass Table Conversation. Andrea, thanks for tuning in as well. She says, I always thought I was more like SherylAnn, but oh my God, Dawn, and I share the same. Don't panic over everything happens for a reason kind of thing. Love it. And thank you for that, because we really have to train our minds to be at peace. And you see a lot of more people talking about yoga and about meditation, which neither of these do I do, because I have my other outlet, which is volleyball, which allows me to unwind. So each of us have our own personal things that we turn to for that. So thanks for that. Okay, so just waiting. A lot of times the comments are delayed, so we'll catch up with them as soon as they come up on us. So that's what SherylAnn is doing, because sometimes you'll see them sooner on the phones than you'll see them on our live stream on the laptop. So just catching up here. Okay, so what excites you?
I'm reading all the comments and I'm smiling. Good, and
so
laughing.
SherylAnn's going to read, because we want you guys to ask the questions tonight or make the comments.
Andrea, thank you so much for your comments. She said that we complement each other.
Thank you. We think
and that
so
we are,
too.
and that we're a great match. So we love that.
Thank
like
you.
That. Thank you so much. And she also said that she shares the same, don't panic, everything happens for a reason. You know, I got to that point much later on in life. Much later on. I wasn't always like that. But being married to Mr. Marshall is where I got that. Yeah.
Because you mentioned he's like so calm,
yeah,
like
calm about everything. So he eventually made me into that person as well.
Good.
Yeah. Yeah. It works. It works. I like it. I like that feeling.
That's what they say. Surround
like
yourself with people or marry them that are going to lift you up and add to you, not take away from you. Right?
Well said. Very well said. Very well said. So, Andrea also said, what I love about you, Dawn, is that you are not conservative and you are not judgy. And you're not judgy.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for that. I think so too.
Well said, Andrea.
Yeah.
If I had to describe her as conservative as she is, she loves me and my crazy
absolutely
madness that I bring here weekly. And when I talk to her on our conversations, she doesn't judge me on what I say or whatever it is that I expose. Very non-judgmental, as conservative as she is. So perfectly stated. Perfectly stated.
I think the biggest thing that I get is the laugh. You have a laugh too.
Right.
But a lot of people will reach out and say, oh my God, that laugh. So thank you guys for that. That was some of the feedback I got when we sent out that we were doing this show. I got some crazy texts about it. Not sure if I should share this, but I'm going to take the risk and share it. So, no names. Someone you guys probably don't know, but someone texted me and they said, this is rather risky because there's so many people that pretty much are bad mind or negative.
Stay right there. Let me just do something right here. Perfect.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Thank you for fixing me. So they were
You're
like,
very welcome. My sincere pleasure.
to be bad mind, it's risky. And this person was looking out for my best interest, right? So, my response to that was, because we do this show all the time and we're so open, we're so honest, we're so truthful in our answers that I can't focus on the naysayers. I can't focus on the people that would have something negative to say because they're insignificant, right? We are about uplifting each other, uplifting ourselves, and being who we are. So, that was the best answer I could give, is just spend your life uplifting each other and worry less about the naysayers because they're really so insignificant. And if you look at things like that, it just makes you less judgmental of people. Yeah, you still can't help it at times but then you also have to remind yourself about that as well. So if I could give any advice on that, that's my advice right there.
I've always been positive. I've always been maybe sometimes too optimistic. As optimistic as I am, though, I have to say that I'm a realist. I have to say that I can kind of see things. I can see what the whole situation is about very clearly for the most part, without being too negative and without being overly positive. Because you as positive as you have to be real as well. Because then you can't set yourself up for like a huge fall. So baby steps.
Yeah, absolutely.
Baby steps.
So what excites you?
Sports.
Because
I thought you said excite, so I said, well, what is it? Sports. Sports and orgasms, of course. Of course. Right? Think about it.
I think that excites a lot of people.
Right. So, come on, we can't leave that out. That's a huge excitement. An orgasm is a huge excitement. So you can't leave that out.
That's a two
but
different
sports.
personalities.
Yeah.
She would say it and I won't say it. But yeah. Unless I'm specifically asked, I'll answer it. But
you
yeah.
ask. You ask. Sometimes I gotta call 911. Sometimes I think to myself, call 911 because I'm gonna die right now. It's so exciting. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay.
But I feel like that was
Any
sports.
specific
I feel like that was sports. So let's not get it twisted. Basketball. You know, it's so hard to pick the top of my sports because I like so many: basketball, tennis, boxing, soccer. I'm now getting into American football.
Oh.
Hockey, I can go to a game and thoroughly enjoy it, but I won't watch it on TV. It might be basketball. Basketball might be on the top of my list.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ask her anything because she's gonna answer it. So for me, it's definitely volleyball.
Okay.
I'm an addict for volleyball.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't play, I just have to find other stuff to do. But definitely volleyball. I enjoy watching sports as well, but I more enjoy playing it than I do watching it. I just never got into it. And I'm the sports person that will watch like the finals. Because I just don't have the time to watch it and I just want to see the end result.
Right.
Wow. So there might be a couple people like that. So that all the other games in the season don't matter. It's what happens at the end.
Right.
That really matters. Yeah. I'm really busy though. Really busy.
Yep.
I'll work all day and then you'll find me at the volleyball court just like last night because that's how I unwind from work. And of course, you get the exercise that you want without going to the gym. So that's just me. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
That's
so
good.
do you have any other questions?
That's great. That's good. Let's see, Joan. You cannot live. Oh, Joan. She's like, you cannot live for people and their opinions. Hi, Joan. Great advice. Most of the time, it's damn if you do and damn if you don't anyway. Yeah. We agree. Julie said, good evening.
Good evening.
Oh, wow. Andrea said, don't forget my question. I haven't, but thanks for the reminder. Joan says, shopping excites SherylAnn Marshall. You're right.
It does.
You're right.
It does.
You're very right. All right. I forgot about that. I totally forgot about that.
Don't move away from that so quickly. So for the people that don't know SherylAnn, when she walks in somewhere to shop, she tries on so much. She'll model, and she's definitely leaving with stuff. I'm not sure if she hides them all from Stu or she just walks in. Do you hide them from Stu?
Some of them.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So if he watches this now, he knows.
Oh, he already knows though. Yeah.
But really, really, what's important in this is SherylAnn supports supports people in her community when she's doing this. So kudos to you for that, because that's big.
Thank you.
Right?
I would have it no other way.
Yeah.
I would have it no other way. No other way. No other way. That way I get to like socialize with you guys.
Mm-hmm. And usually we're sipping and shopping.
Having some wine, having some scotch, whatever it is that you decide to have on that day, and you're sipping and shopping. So
yeah,
it's fun.
Yeah, and get to vibe and hang out.
Yes.
So it's always fun.
Yeah.
But she's always supporting people.
Yeah, and these proceeds go to help people with their medical bills and these stupid C-word diseases that everyone is suffering from. So, sickle cell, cancer, I support people. I really, when I shop, I look at it as, oh my God, I'm putting funds into their pocket so that they can help their cause. So that, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Girls, you are both walking in your purpose in life, Joan says. Joan Virtue Taylor, this is. Because we have two Joans here.
Yeah.
Right? And in so doing, you are teaching your kids by example.
Oh, well said. Beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Joan. Trisha agrees with me. Of course, orgasms.
Of course.
Duh.
Trisha would agree.
Yes, orgasms. Rosie, an awesome feeling. Wow, this is getting like X-rated. Forget R. We went straight to X.
So what other questions do you guys have for us?
Joan wants to know what else excites you besides volleyball.
Oh, Lord of mercy.
Joan
Joan?
How do you say her last name? S-E-G-R-E.
Oh, sorry. Seeger? Yeah.
Seeger?
Okay. Ouch. Sex when I used to.
Thank you. Orgasms. What the hell? Come on. It's a common ground.
I'm turning red.
It's a common ground.
Yeah.
You can turn
So
red as you want.
That obviously does. I don't know of any human, unless it's painful, that doesn't. That it does. I know that's where you're going, Joan. But yes, absolutely, as well. Let's see what else excites me. I think what excites me is
come up with something besides orgasms.
Orgasms is your word. So
You said sex?
You said it first.
So then, let's not even go there. Yeah.
What else excites me is
The Caribbean Edge.
The Caribbean Edge, obviously, but also to see other people succeed. And I'm not just saying that. I like to see when someo's down and they're able to pick themselves up and move forward. I hate seeing people suffer. So it's that part is very challenging for me, especially if I can't do anything about it. So I get excited to see other people excited, if that makes sense.
Yes. Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
I love seeing them succeed, which is probably why, obviously, the pride of watching our children succeed.
Yeah. Exactly.
And go into their own world. So that really excites me, is even if someone's sick and they feel better, it just excites me. So sometimes it's the little thing.
Get it.
A good, healthy, but delicious meal excites me. Chocolate excites me. A great chocolate. Oh yeah, it's great. So yeah.
When people are
anything else.
Nuts excite me.
Nuts.
I love all kinds of nuts. Cashews, plain nuts, almonds.
Yeah.
I mean, pistachios. I love all the plain cocktail peanuts, plain peanuts. I like all types of nuts. Love it, love it. Love it. It goes well with orgasms, right? Goes well with orgasms. But that's not the line of thinking, Dawn. Get your mind out of the gutter. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on.
Okay, so ask your questions because I'm not even sure what time it is.
Well, the fact that you're dying here right now brings us to Andrea's question.
Okay.
She wants to know why I don't do comedy. You see, you're like dying laughing. You wanna,
know, right?
You want
She's
to cry
comedy.
laughing.
I do.
So this brings us to Andrea's question. Why am I not doing comedy? I'm always cracking her up. She's pretty sure I'm making everybody else laugh. Have I ever thought about pursuing a career in the humor industry? Recently, because I think with the show, maybe people are seeing more of me. So recently, people have been telling me that I'm funny. I mean, I kind of always knew I'm funny because people tell me, but these are like my close friends who tell me.
Right.
Let me draw the distance. My close friends tell me that. People who know me, who I hang out with close, they tell me all the time, "You're funny." Oh my God, they're cracking up over me. So I never really took that seriously. These are my close friends. I'm just telling them what's going on in my life, and they think this is funny, right? Okay, great. But maybe it's the way that I tell them.
Yeah.
So Andrea, yes, recently, now that other people are telling me, besides my friends, I've been thinking, wow, maybe I should have gone into comedy, because apparently people like to laugh at me.
I don't think they're laughing.
It's wit. It's
wit.
a strong.
Or what you were saying. Yeah.
Very, very, very true. They're not laughing at me. They're laughing with me.
Yeah.
So maybe, you never know, you might have pointed out something to me that I should look into, Andrea. Thank you so much. I'll explore the idea, but they say never too late, but I think it might be.
No, never too late. Never too late. Who would have thought we were doing this at this stage?
Very true.
Never too late.
Very true.
Okay. So, if there are any last minute questions, I think we want to say, what's next for us?
Final thoughts, I think should definitely say laugh with you, SherylAnn, Andrea. Yes, thank you. Andrea, nuts. Nuts. I love nuts. Love it.
All kind of nuts.
Love it. As a matter of fact, if I'm eating chocolate, it has to be nuts in the chocolate. Otherwise, I refuse to eat it.
I do too. I love chocolate
Thank
nuts,
you.
especially almonds or raisins.
Thank you. So I think in line with what is it that we have in store for the show comes the question, why do you do what you do? And that's a question that I've been wanting to basically expose on the show, so that people truly get what we are about and what we are made of, and why is it that we are doing what we do. So I definitely want you to go with, why is it that you do what you do? That's one of my questions.
Okay.
And I think we each should take turns in answering them. I mean, we might have gone a lot overboard, so we could try to keep it a little bit concise.
Okay.
We could try.
I know, right? So, I don't know. I think why we do what we do, one of them I already touched on, which is, just having conversations so people can see what the Caribbean is all about, seeing it through our eyes. We didn't have a platform for Caribbean people. There's so many different talk shows out there that it was important to have one that expressed the views of Caribbean people. And as we grow the Caribbean Edge even more, to be able to showcase a lot more of the Caribbean, and not just Trinidad or Jamaica, but everywhere else. So that's why we welcome all Caribbean. We welcome the world to tune in and watch us. But one of the things that sticks deep with me is impacting lives, right? Impacting people by sharing our stories, so that people realize they are not alone. We have conversations when we're hanging out with our friends all the time, when we're out to dinner, and then we will have conversation with our enemies. So why not have real conversations within ourselves, our group, and have everyone invite you into those conversations to see what we can do better, to see how we can impact, especially for me, children and the world itself. And for you, Miss SherylAnn Marshall?
Agree with everything that you said. I think growing up, I learned a lot from talk shows. from watching Oprah Winfrey, from watching who else? Maury Povich was kind of on the scandalous side. There were a few of them. Ellen, Sally Jesse Raphael. And I've always admired the stories that they brought to my life because I feel like I learned a lot from that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I grew up a little bit. Every time I watched a show, I felt like I grew a little bit watching. So I've always felt like I want to do that for other people. Mm-hmm. I want them to grow from experiences that I share or that my guests share. I want them to learn from it. I want them to grow from it. I want them to feel inspired by it. I feel inspired by talking to you and your stories. You inspire me. So I don't understand how is it that we cannot begin to inspire others when we come on the show and we talk about all of the different topics, of the different topics. So I love that you gave me the opportunity to do this, and I think it's going to help others. I think it's definitely going to help others, just like it has helped me. Just like it has helped me.
And just so you know, thank you for that, SherylAnn. SherylAnn was the first person I thought of joining when we went through a transition, the Caribbean Edge, and she shared with me that she actually said to her husband, because she didn't take my call the first time she was out, and she said she would call me back. And she said to her husband, I think Dawn is calling me to come on the Caribbean Edge. And I actually was. Really? So, actually, Paula Hass and I shared, we were talking about it, and we both agreed SherylAnn is the perfect personality to come on. And I'm so thankful that God guided me in this direction to have you come on the show, because I couldn't ask for a better friend to be on the show with. I couldn't ask for a better personality for people to tune in and learn about and learn, not just the Trini side of you, but the woman side of you that you share with us, and that people can see the positive side as well. And then you're so truthful with your story and your experience, which is what we want to do with you. There's nothing fake. Everything is real. So this is us. And so that's why we're two different women, two different lives, two different stories, and sharing that with you. So thank you for joining me on this journey. It couldn't be any better way. And some of the texts I got said, the two sexy women. I can't even say the words they say. But yeah, she's great, amazing in every way, and sexy and hot, and shares that with the world, but with a brain and truthfulness behind you and a spirit that people enjoy. So who else could have been here but you? Nobody.
I love it. I love it. I love every minute of it. I love every minute of it.
Thank you. Let's see if there are any last minute comments, and then we will just answer any questions you may have.
Oh, right, cashews. Julie, you're right. I used to have a big can of cashews in the car all the time. I wouldn't take it into the office because I knew if I took it into the office, I would eat all of it. So I had to try to limit myself. But I think I might have OD'd on the cashews, so now I'm kind of into other things because I OD'd on the cashews for many, many years.
Okay.
But yeah, Julie, cashews. Oh, Peggy said she's a nut girl as well. Hi, Peg. And I think that's it.
So if you have any additional questions, just please put them in the chat. As you know, SherylAnn and I love to go in and answer your questions. I'm surprised with all the questions that we got on our phones. They weren't brave enough to come and say it online, but thank you for the questions outside and the comments and the compliments. And we obviously love what we do, and we obviously appreciate you for tuning in and watching us as we share this journey with you. So thank you.
Thank you so much. I want to ask that you guys let us know what type of topics you're looking for. I also want to know, please, we both want to know who you think will be a good fit for us to interview on the show, to share their story, their experience. We want your ideas. We want your ideas. We want your reviews. We want your feedback. This is about sharing with you. So we want to know. We want to know.
This is your show as well.
Yeah, we want to know. We want to know. Thank you so much for being here, for keeping us company. Take good care. Have a great rest of the week and an even better weekend.
Thanks for tuning in to the Caribbean Edge. We appreciate you.
Take care. Take good care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.